It didn't matter what obstacles she had to remove to get what she wanted. If it was a person, it didn't matter who. All I want is money, power, and I think I money, power. All I want is money, power, and I think I.
Answer, guilty. Is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow and grand theft by deception? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tammy Daybell? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of grand theft? Answer, guilty. Dated this 12th day of May, 2023, signed by the presiding officer.
They got the bitch. Hell yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to Difficult Research. What's up? We've already... So, I got here. And then, so Donna, she's moderator, and she gets, she can go into StreamYard. She can do the things. Thank God. And so whenever I entered, I don't know, whatever you call this, I forget. To hear the backstage, I was just like, I saw Chad's, picture up, and I was like, okay. And I saw everybody's comments, but I saw over here where it usually says live, like it does now, it said scheduled. And I was like, okay, didn't put too much stock into it. And then, but she was playing something, but I couldn't see her. And then she was like, "Hey." And so when I mute my cam, I go away when I see. Woo woo. Anyways, and so I was like, I thought it was live. Basically, that's the bottom of this. That's the moral of the story. And anyways, so I was like, "What are we listening to?" Like, I had a whole. I was like, "Let me go turn my air conditioner down." I was telling you about the fires we have right now. So if I have to haul ass real quick, it's because I got to go before we blow up. Because there's literally with it, I can smell the smoke. So, and it's by a plant that's explosive. You get what I'm saying? So she was like, "Oh, well, hey," and we were just talking and she was like, "We're not live, you know?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Okay." She was like, "That was a good combo though." And I was like, "I'm gonna have to say all that again." Anyways, so how's it going? How's everybody doing? I'm doing better today, but it's been really sketch. This has been the most scariest like week or two of my life. Period. Like I've not felt good at all. Like I'm just withdrawn. I don't feel good. So my health is not right. Some's not right. A lot of things aren't right. And it's not just stress, it's like it's my health and the mental health, the grieving part. Just I got triggered so bad last week that scared the shit out of me. And it's been like that. Not not since that time because I was being triggered before that. You just never know what it's going to be. It could be just me in my phone and and then I'm like, and then I'm hyper aware. And then I have had panic attacks since I was knee high to a grasshopper. So, but these are different. You know what I'm saying? These are different. Um, so it's scary. And so that makes me like freak out even more. Kind of. I'm just, I don't know. Y'all know how I freeze. That's the trauma. That is the trauma. Yes. But I freeze. So it's the same thing with making a doctor's appointment, especially with a new doctor that I'd have to tell everything all over again. I don't know. I've had the same doctor. He died in 2020 also. So that was just, I mean, I grieve him. I do. Who do I tell all this stuff? I just want to walk in and be like, it's been bad. It used to, now that I think about that, you know, before Lori and Chad were really known, you know, I would have had to have explained it. But now I can just be like, here you go, Google this up. That's what the hell I've been dealing with. But it's just scary. It's scary. And I'm just being honest. Yeah. It sucks. It makes my voice quiver because it's making me scared. I freeze. I mean, to the point where I may make the appointment, but going is a whole other story, oh yeah, hormonal. Haven't had uh, let's just put it this way. Lori and Zalema and them, they had all them young periods. And I was like, well, they came and took mine is what they did. And it is stress because periodically, I'm sorry. I had to say that. But it really does suck. It's like a fustercluck all at once. And I say all at once. It's been building. I've just been like, if I don't look at it, if I don't acknowledge it, then doesn't exist. And that's not. See how I kick my own ass? I'm kicking my own ass. It sucks. So how are you guys? Oh, it is. And not just my he was my doctor since I was 15. He was not just my doctor, he was my mom's, Larry's, my brother's, my uncle's. He knew he knew us, like he was just a good doctor. And he died, right after he saved Jason's life, basically, the thoracotomy. He didn't do it, but he was like, go. We're calling you an ambulance. Jason was like, no, I'm gonna drive. But that was after me harping on him for a couple of weeks. So it really gets away from you. It gets away from me. And it sucks because things, whenever the murders happened and anyways, when the murders happened and or the kids were missing, everything was a blur. Everything just prioritized itself for me. It just, you know, and it's like now I have to say, okay, well, what do I do? Who do I go? Where do I go? Who do I go to? It's a trust thing, it's bad. And then not only that, we had coronavirus, and then we had Hurricane Laura and Delta. I mean, uppercut, boom, boom, Trauma Tour 2020 right here. So my counselor that I've had just as long as my family physician, she too, didn't have any spot. And I mean, I just feel like a little orphan, you know, grief groups. No, no victim impact statements for you. No, no, I'm not. I'm just saying, it's just like, damn, can a girl just, catch a little bit of break or whatever? When my doctor did die, I was on, and this is not like me. I was on their asses, the office, because I knew that his son-in-law became, he was practicing there too. I was like, I'm going to get in with somebody that knows him. We're not going to transfer my damn file. And I'd be damned, I didn't. Oh, I agreed. Oh, my daughter was successful each time. When she has another surgery, it will be, oh, it is scary. Oh, but that's much. Oh, now I feel like a chump because mine's nothing. You know what I mean. It's just that's terrible. But I'm with you. You were looking for a therapist. A friend recommended someone. The only one I would go to for a while. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Stephanie Harlow, Crime Weekly, or I forget. I listen to it so damn much, though. You'd think I'd know. I'm rolling on my cord. Anyways, and you know how they have their little ads that they do that I should do, brand, and promote stuff. Okay. I know. It sucks. I'm a Taurus too, and I'm a old, but I will. My cousin Cindy is actually a nurse practitioner. I wouldn't have to explain too much, but um, yeah, it's been scary. Not even playing. Like, I can't believe I even feel this good today. But jinx, things won't burn when they're soaking wet. Well, the plant will. The plant will blow up. Oh my god, let me show y'all. Let me show you Sassol. Let me show you this big monster. When they are like, whatever they're doing, I forget what I'm going blank now for some reason. When they're, I don't have the words. Let's see. Let me share my screen. And I'm gonna remember it just as soon as, Okay, there we go. So this is Sassol. Here, let's look at some photos. See this monster? Okay. I used to think when I was a kid, and you're going down the I-10 bridge, I used to think that all these refineries, I used to think that they were Christmas lights. Shit you not. I don't mind laughing at myself. It's fun. Okay, whoopity-doo. But these are big exchanges. Okay. Valero out of gas there. But I mean, this is here's the bridge. See what I'm saying? But it's picture it at night. And it's all this. Okay. This is the I-10 bridge. You see the little guns and stuff right here on the rails? We're getting a new bridge, allegedly. I doubt it. I'll have to see it. It's going to be a flat one too, so I don't know. For living in Lake Charles, we have a lot of bridges in Louisiana, period. I formed a fear of sometimes just going up the bridge, not so much down the bridge, but up the bridge is yeah. So I live down this way, over yonder, and so I mean, still this thing, if it blows, oh my god, you like Conoco, or was it Sitco? My mom's crazy. You want to know how I know? Because because whenever I want to say it was Sitco, um, yeah, long time ago. Anyways, and we lived south, or I didn't live with her, but we both resided in the south side of Lake Charles. And anyway, so I was at her house, and they like it something blew. I didn't know. Windows rattled and everything. Mom's like, "Get in the car. Let's go look." I'm like, "No." No. But she's couillon like that. Uh, Definitely. She likes going she likes exploring, like, when it was about to thunder, or when I'm sorry, when it was about to oh, I'm gonna say it. Chad don't get to have the storm, neither does Lori. Okay, I'm saying storm. Mm. What a prick, right? What a prick. Chad, you're a prick. Um, Anyways, yeah, look at him. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I was trying to be suave. Anyways, so yeah, if it was a storm coming, that sounded even worse. Ha ha, everybody laugh. When a storm was approaching, not Chad's storm, my mom would go outside, and she was like, "Oh, I mean, and it does feel good right before it rains." I'm gonna say rain. Uh, but I would be so scared. I don't know. I've had trauma for a long time. I'm telling you. Yeah, especially of weather. Not now, but holy crap! When I was a kid, no, ma'am. Anyways, oh hey, Nicole, what are you doing, girl? It's so good to see your pretty face. What's up? This is one of my good friends, Nicole. Hi back, girl. Hey, girl. How's it going? How's your whole family doing? Right. I haven't changed. uh, Jean Marie says, remember that company does not want that refinery to blow too much money. You know how I know that? Because during thunderstorms, that's when they release. It's like they're like, okay. And so they release some things, probably things that they would probably get fined for, I would think. Just saying. That's rumor and speculation on my part. A lot. But yeah, I mean, you can what is it when they're releasing whatever? When they're releasing burning off their chemicals, I mean, the ground, everything, I'm just like, "Oh my god, I'm not Zalema, but the earth is shaking." Yeah. Yeah, but Maryville and Ragley, and I mean, they're north. They're smaller towns, but they're north of us. But they're having fires right now, and I mean, it's just terrible. It really is. And so it reminds me that DJ Norman, he let me know that he was evacuated. He's in, I want to say, Southern California. So we hope he's doing well. And then if I haven't even heard anything about Hawaii, so no news is good news. As far as I didn't know a hurricane was heading my way. It was a day out, so I have no concept. Byproducts. There you go. That's what's wrong with me. That's what's wrong with me. Hi, Leslie. How you doing? Chad was no storm. Lucky to be slightly cloudy day. Oh my god, that's horrible. I'm about to tell y'all something. Some more. My ex-father-in-law, he would say every I'm probably gonna mess it up. Every trunk needs a good shade tree or something, and I'd be like, oh Lord. Yeah. But anyways, same kind of the same thing. I don't know. I always said that, and I don't no, let's not go there. I was gonna say, I'm gonna say it anyways, aren't I? Uh, Chad had to have been packing. That's all I'm saying. Cause there's nothing else. Ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing else. Ugh. Ugh. All right, we got that out of our system. Oh, hey everyone from Minnesota. How's it going in Minnesota? You have the best volunteer firefighters. Jason was, I mean, that's what he did for the refineries, you know. Uh, Now though, he's good to get, to the bathroom and yeah, anyway, you know what I mean. Strokes kind of do that to you. Uh, I think firemen have really tough jobs, and my house burned down August 9th of 2006. It made the front page of the paper, and it scared that freaked me out. That's another trauma. Just add in the trauma bucket. Who's counting? Chad is an isolated storm. That's good. That's so good. Thank you for that, Melissa Strange. Yes, isolated. Mm-mm-mm. Definitely shady. News blackout on Maui. What the hell? Like they're not giving any blackout? I mean, they're not giving in. Oh my god, it made my eye twitch. They're not. What? You know what? He probably does on purpose. You bet your. You bet his. Anyways, fill in the blanks. He'll be very popular in prison if he's packing. We can have a whole live stream just on this. We can roast his big ass, and I can say that because I'm a big girl now. They're covering. Oh my god, they're covering it up. That's terrible. Y'all are just as bad as me, so I don't feel so bad. Yeah, no, he's gonna be packing that. I can hear KJ now packing that sack lunch. That you know, Jason calls it a prison pocket. So prison pocket. You know how where didn't we hear that before? Y'all remember that when we heard that people were throwing hot pockets at Chad in jail, right? I know I didn't make it up. Don't think he was packing. She was on a power trip. No shit. She was gonna miss Jesus, right? Oh, kick. I don't think they can. I mean, I'm not. It's not a challenge. I don't think they can bastardize, pervert any other thing for us. I never was into Harry Potter, so that's good on me. Never watched it. I know, I mean, I'm not nothing. I'm glad. I definitely did not watch it on purpose just because of Chad. It's one of those movies I was going to get around to. Um, yeah. And so, Jason, he would be like, "Hey, precious," and I think that might even not be from the same movie. See, I'd be saying what do you call them, the Dudleys instead of the Dursleys. Even I know that now. Oh my god. Chad is a storm that only peters out. Yes, let's do it, she says. He sure is isolated, shady for sure. No shit. He's gross. I mean, I do. I feel bad for saying that because that was Tammy's husband. We all can agree that she was way out of his league. Okay. I mean, I, but I'm not. I'm just saying, my first husband loved my son, loved my son to death. But you know, you're young, young, and I just thought that's what I was supposed to do. Nobody was like, "You sure you want to do this?" Except for my stepdad, not Larry, my stepdad Dennis. He walked me down the aisle and I was crying the whole way down, and it was like a 90-foot aisle. It was a Methodist church because Catholics wouldn't marry it. Oh no, they would for $500. I was like 20. I was like, I ain't gonna do $500. Anyways, and my grandparents like helped build that church, and they were like, "Oh hell no!" Like my grandfather's name is carved outside. Anyways, but she was like, "That's two of my grandkids," and I'm just like, "Okay, it's whatever, it's whatever." And now I wouldn't do it if my ass depended on it. She was mistreated in many ways. Poor thing. I've been reading just portions of his book. Well, it is a portion. Speaking of Chad Storm, it's just a portion. And you just how I orbit. I don't know if y'all do the same, but yeah, I'd see things and I'm like, oh my God, he said obstacles right here. And that's when he was talking about Tammy's dream. I'm sorry, not Tammy's dream. His uh ghostly encounter with Lucille, which is even, you know what I mean? That was her grandmother, and that was deceased, and he's using her, whatever, whether it happened or not. Yeah, yeah, whatever, in whateverville. These people can suck it because they suck. They really do. But yeah, he that was an obstacle. Let me see if I can locate it quickly. I know that's kind of an under. There's your challenge. I was just in it last night. Okay. Let's see. It'll be the one that's really highlighted. It's in my phone though. Okay. Mm. Do. Okay. All right. Hold. Hold, please. What can we do while I look? Hmm. I'm trying to think. Oh, forgot. Uh, okay. I just gridlocked myself. That's what I do. Okay. Then I ran across Mike Stroud's book too, and that's just one. It's just one of the books. It doesn't match all the this that they do, all the gums that they bump. Jeez. They're exhausting, I'll tell you that. Lucille gets feisty, all right? That's not even it though, but it's right in this area. My son-in-law works at that plant. Be safe. Oh, oh, you from here, Dora? Oh, well, definitely. I used to work at Axial, which is right there. You know, I didn't like it. I went from working at Cheniere LNG, which is in Cameron, which is on the Gulf, and it was a nice, clean plant. If a pipe burst, there was like ice, you'd kick it and stuff. That's about it. Let's see. Okay, come on, it's important. This is important. Hmm. Okay, here it is. I was right. Lucille gets feisty. Chapter 21. It says, Chad says, while working at the Spanish Fork Cemetery, I felt an urgency to begin working on the, I'm going to say Marlar, I don't know, family line again, the Marlar family line. And it was amazing how the obstacles we had faced previously in finding Tammy's ancestors were now, oh, he didn't associate with that. My bad. My bad, Chad. It's the one thing you didn't do yet. Let me find it. Okay, we had faced previously in finding Tammy's ancestors were now cleared away. However, Tammy struggled to get motivated about it. She found a new hobby, Frontierville, a spinoff of the online computer game Farmville. Wasn't he just a fucking peach? Sorry, damn. Can you imagine? No, no, that would be that would be hell. That would that would be hell. Oh my god. Like he's got the room, like he has room to be judging people. Oh, he gonna be judged. Anyways, he says that she was spending a few hours each day building fictional. Listen to this, okay? She was spending a few hours each day building a fictional online towns. What the fuck is he doing? Riddle me that. Please. Gathering the 144,000 for the second coming? You know what I'm saying? No. He does not. No. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because he's a priesthood holder, because he's the guy, because he's the patriarch. That's why. And she's just like, oh, he stroked her ego, and until he didn't, until her ass got arrested. Listening to Lori's cousin, y'all, which whatever. He's a real gem, isn't he? Nothing against him, just yeah, that's where I was at. You said an ass hat, so I can just repeat what you said. Krisha, have you watched Braxton the Ass Hat on Hidden True Crime? And Nate. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, they tell on themselves though. Bumping gums. Yeah, they bump gums. Man. That's just it though. They like to talk. There were a few talk points actually that I wrote down. You know. Y'all know I'm slow. Um yeah. Oh, and I also wanted to, if I don't know if Janelle Murphy will see this or she's here. But I cried. I mean, I watched her interview and I get it and I appreciate it. I do. I really do. Um, it's just so much to take in, you know? I have to process it and I have to orbit back. And then things, fall into place that way for me. But I was watching it live. However, I don't take part of the chat unless it's intentional. Um, but and again, I was not feeling myself at all this just lately, the past 2 weeks for sure. And so I wasn't feeling just like KJ, I watched her make her beef Wellington, but I just didn't feel like chatting. I don't know. So, but so I was watching the chat and listening, and now I need to go back and watch it and not look at the chat. But I saw at the very end, which I was already crying because Janelle Murphy, who was married to Sean Little Bear, she visits here and KJ's channel, and I mean she seems really sweet and sincere and genuine. And I watched her interview that she did on that channel, A Life Without Parole, the newer channel. She had a different kind of channel, but anyways, so I kind of got a sense for her then. But at the very end of the Hidden True Crime one, she just was like, I just feel for Larry and Kay. And it made me just, like that. And then And then I saw in the chat, and and I mean, as far as anybody knows, I was not there, because I was not participating in the chat. And she put in and crush it too. And I was just like, oh, it meant a lot. Um, it really did. It does. So, the last name for Braxton is, I was like Southwick or something. He be bugging. Prepper cousin. I saw put the like-mindedness is fucking real, son. That's the note I wrote. I'm just saying, potty mouth. I know, but I mean it. I'm just being honest. It is. It is the like-mindedness is so real. And so I just jotted down a couple things, which is probably dangerous for me to do. But I said, the visions of glory. He's like, oh yeah, I like that book. I'm just like, how? I mean, I'm struggling, you know, struggling. I can't, I Canva to escape. I go in my Canva app and just make stuff. I used to play like a word scramble. Um, yeah. And I put how he, just like Rex, Adam, Summer, and even Megan, have come out right at the very end. In parentheses, I put all with books and podcasts to plug, mind you. Where have they been this entire time? Did they not want to be a leader and find the kids? Help find the kids? Give us insight? Anything? I just added that part. I put, even Barry published his anti-IRS book in late 2019. Didn't they want to protect Melanie's kids? Anybody? I'll wait. Right? I mean, it's not, look, Jen taught me the biggest lesson of my life, which was nobody gets to tell you how to grieve. And she was telling that to me. That means nobody gets to tell me how to grieve. There's no right or wrong way. So I don't get to tell them how to handle their grief. So this makes it very tricky, because that's not my intention here. My intention here is, where were you? Where were you? All of you. Where were you? How many rocks, how many cavities inside of rocks does one family need? It just seems self-serving. And it looks that way too. And I'm not alone. I mean, I'm not talking about, I don't know anything about the rest of my family. I don't speak for anybody else in my family. I speak for myself. But I mean, even I was like, Jason, I need you to just watch this, just listen to this. Let me know what you think. I didn't even make faces or nothing at him, like, and just let me know what you think. And this is whenever all of a sudden, Adam perks up, and he's just like, okay, well, and we're gonna need a sponsor, because we're in the red. Da 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 da. Well, I say me, but it's really Rex, and I'm just like, what the what? What? And there's gonna be somebody that does. That's the shitty part, I guess. I don't know. The sun comes up for everybody every day. That's something that my grandmother taught me, and it's true. I just, it must be nice. That's what I say. I'm not saying that they didn't hurt. I'm not saying that this does not affect their lives. Yes, it does. 144,000 effing percent. It affects our lives. It just gets a little tricky when it becomes more of an opportunistic endeavor. And it doesn't seem like it's for healing. Maybe it is. Call me skeptical. I'm going to be skeptical. I have that right. I do. And I may not be able to tell them how to grieve. I do feel for them. I do. It's weird how in one I feel like a damn Mormon. I feel like I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like the double speak. I feel like this out of my mouth, I'm like, yeah, I understand. This side, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You know? Um, and then I question myself. I'm like, well, what are you doing? You know? It's so weird. It's weird. It is a very tough spot to be in. Just and I mean, I'm grateful for everything that I get. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. I'm so words can't express how grateful I am. I mean, just to I don't know, just to be amongst you people, good people. Yeah, you know, I, I don't know. It took a lot of heart. It took a lot of come to Jesus meetings and just reflecting and what would Uncle Charles do? What would he do? How do you handle it? How do you brand murder? When your family's murdered, how do you brand it? That's how YouTube is set up. That's how a lot of these social media sites are set up. They're set up where you have to make a channel banner and you have to have 1,000, you have to have 1,000 subscribers to even used to go live. You had to have all these things ticked and the checklist. And then you're like, and I mean, I feel like a vlog, you know, I'm not competition with anybody else. Every on YouTube, this family, all the families, all our families. I'm. This is not a pissing contest. This is like, oh my god, it would be really cool. Just saying. I don't know. I don't know. In the perfect world, well, there wouldn't be murder, but it just seems like if we would unite, can you imagine? You know, it just seems like we could kick a lot of ass and be very powerful. But everybody grieves in their own way. So, yeah, it is. I used to say silver linings here, and I still will, you know, because this is the silver linings, but it's just, I don't know. It rubbed me wrong too. I mean, I'm right there with you. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. There was somebody, that uh back whenever the indictments came down in May of 20, I know this like I mean it trauma I was really in a bad spot then too. May of 2021, and oh, you hear the thunder? Thunder. Anyways, um yeah, the indictments came down. Lori's like, "Oh, I'm indigent and I'm cuckoo." And um my parents went to Rexburg and left me. Okay. Knowing damn good and well I wanted to go. Anyways, it's okay. But it just and then it was my birthday, and then Tammy's birthday was the very next day. It was May, 2021. Just this whole we had Awen Reese, and then there were some other YouTube channels that I won't mention here. They know who they are. They're doing this all the way to the bank. Is what they're doing. Anyways, but all these things were just coming down at one time, and it was just like the biggest wall. And it was really tough. I remember that birthday. I I slept the whole day just because I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to celebrate. I haven't wanted to celebrate since. you know. Um, I felt, I don't know. This is weird to say, but I'm just gonna say it. I didn't even feel like I deserved to breathe, because I was like, they don't get to breathe, you know. I felt guilty for grieving, for not grieving, for breathing, and just in that spot, where I'm just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What is my purpose here? What, what? I know what my heart's telling me. I know what my intuition's telling me. I know what evidence is telling me. I know common sense, just all those things. And and at that time I was like, it's a fucking cult. It's a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult. Nobody would call it a freaking cult till after the indictments came down. Justin Lum did an interview with Mom and Larry. And Larry was like, we're going to go get the rest of them, the cult. And I was like, then it became a cult. And I was like, well, I'll be damned. All right. Now it's a cult within a cult. If you have to have labels, I don't find them very effective. But it's the only thing, you know, I don't know. But it was hard. Um, Still is. I don't know what I'm doing, you know? What am I doing here? Why? Where? Who? When? Why? All those. And I just don't know where this is going. I would like to at least have, some kind of focus, but, see the light, not the proverbial light. I ain't trying to die, but just a direction. Besides, I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels most of the time. And I feel, like whenever I watch other family members who have been through this kind of shit, and how, I mean, Bexley's box, that's Jared Bradigan. They already have a non organization, and I'm just like, I don't know. I have not one lick of organizational skills. it just as integrity has bypassed this group, organization bypassed my ass. And every now and then I catch it, and then I'm like, oh, yep, nope, I forgot. Um, I still need to do a website. I, you know, I don't know how, and I don't. It costs money. But you know what I mean. So it's like, what do you do? It's just it's shitty, you know. And I mean, I'm not saying that everybody has it better than me, or I have it worse than, you know what I mean. I'm not at all. Nothing like that. Just, I don't know how else to put it besides being real. Hey, Kristen, how are you doing? I don't know. In Idaho? For who? Chatty Daddy? Or my mom would be turning 69 August 31st. That's my best friend Terry. That was her mom's birthday. My Miss Becky. She was like a mom to me. Oh, oh, oh my God! We need to do the grief book together. Carrie sent me and the kids, my family, grief grief book workbook to do together, and I still haven't done that. I haven't carved out the time. I'm like, well, do I write a book? I never wanted to write a book, but I mean, if you do step back from the project, if you step back from the situation and you say, okay, when is the right time to write a book? If I were to write a book, when would be a good time? Do I wait till 12 years later? Or do I do it, strike while the iron's hot? that's the business sense in me saying, "You strike while the iron's hot." But I mean, it's just a lot. I don't even know where to start. You know, I can't even complete sentences most of the time, much less write. I'm better at writing things down though. You know. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Carrie. I love you, girl. We know we love you. I'm sorry. Before I unpinned the comment, I was like, "Oh yeah, we finished that." It's terrible, but we're with you. You know that. Your loss has impacted me in supporting exposing the corporation and its many deadly problems. High five, right? I'm down. That's awesome. That's so awesome, especially whenever you do feel I feel alone and I'm just like, what am I going to do? Bitch at him, you know? Just sit here and bark and until somebody finally says, "Oh, okay." You know? So no, power is there's power in numbers. I've always said that. And thank you, Rev Kim Love. Yeah, I just don't know where to start. I don't know how to start. I don't know. I've written things down during this time. It's mostly been not on purpose. It's because I was replying to a comment and I ran out of character space and I'm like, "Oh hell no. I just spent like 3 hours on this." You know? And I'm just like copy and I paste it into my notes and I have like 1,000 notes. I probably should start there, huh? And just it's neat to see though every time if I do when I do run across an old notes or whatever, I got 8 billion notebooks also. I'm more of a tangible person, like I like physical things. But I'm just like, "Oh my god, I sounded really smart right here," or whatever. It's funny. But one thing, I will have a freaking conniption if Melanie Gibb, David Warwick, can you imagine them being a cult expert? I'm just saying. Okay. But just let marinate. Let that marinate for a minute. I'm halfway there, right? It's gathering. Oh, yeah. Like this. Perfect example. Okay. When looking at Mormonism and comparing it to Scientology, I have found that L. Ron Hubbard is to Joseph Smith as David Miscavige is to Brigham Young. In other words, 21st century Scientology is perhaps more comparable to Brigham Young's reign of Mormonism than it is to the modern LDS Church. To compare the modern LDS Church to Scientology, you'd likely need to wait another 100 years to see what Scientology becomes after more maturity. Mm, yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, and I mean, I read the Mormon Reddit, ex-Mormon Reddit. I read, Wheat and Tears, a lot of these forums, that's where I've learned a lot of things, like the LDS Freedom Forum, not so much anymore, but, um, oh, again, my mind went blank. And then I started to read Val Brinkerhoff, his work. And that is now, if y'all want to know what these people believe, what Chad and Lori believe, it is right there. All I got to do is read it to you. All we got to do is read it together. And you're like, oh my God. Oh my God. And just a little excerpt out of Stroud's book, which are basically what I imagine Rex and Adam to do is just basically take their podcast and turn them into books. That's what Julie Rowe did. That's what Mike Stroud did. Seems to work. I don't know. Mine are all over the grid, so it's not happening. The ladies of liberty are blowing your mind, right? Thank you. Amen. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, that's so true, Lily. I know. Yeah. Who'd be an addition to the team? What? Oh, man, I forgot. Okay, yeah, no, I gotta show y'all because I made this and I was like, "Oh, this is so cute." Not cute, but it's just me being a smart ass, really, you know. Let's see. There it is. I already had it open. But anyways, let me go and share my screen. Allegedly. Let me stop this for a second. Oh, see? Boop boop. And he appeared. We didn't say God. No, I'm just picking. This one. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. Not this. This is not what I was talking about, but let's see. You'll see. You'll see my little bunny. It's like the Cadbury bunny. Allegedly. I might have to push this. Look. Isn't that cute? I was like, why not? You know? It is just another damn deep dive down into the bizarre religious rabbit hole of Chad and Lori damn Lori. Chad and Lori damn Daybell. There you go. I was gonna get it out. I get excited and I stutter. This is this goes to the whole monkey theme, you know, that uh hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Let me know your thoughts, please, because there's a pattern. There's, you pick up the cadence of the talks and, the church talks and everything. And then you have Alex Cox, whenever okay, on day 2 of the trial when I was there, and they were talking about the nylon rope, the duct tape in Lori's apartment that they found, all the empty or the ammunition, the magazines, the not the ones you look at, to browse, but they go in a gun, and all the knives and the freaking Tyvek suits, y'all, oh my god. Then they said Halloween mask, and I was tripping. That's what triggered me before I even saw what I knew was going to be a picture of JJ, because I mean I saw the red pajamas, I saw the picture, but before that I was already triggered when I saw the damn monkey mask, a freaking monkey mask, not just like a plastic one. It was like a realistic-ish kind of, not hairy though. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody else talk about it though, which is kind of weird. That scarred me. I was like, these poor kids. Oh my god, these poor kids. They were turning the pain level up all right. They were turning the fear level up all right. Anyways, so they say Christ, and this is going to sound perverted because this is it's not, I don't know. This is just how I have to see it, looking at it through their perversions. But it's come unto Christ, hear him, see him, follow him, come unto him. You know what I mean? So that's when I looked up that. I think I shared that in my Visions of Glory, one of my Visions of Glory op-ed videos, where I looked up the meaning of the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And I was like, oh my God, because there's Melanie Boudreaux who used the freaking monkey icon with the covering the eyes. And I'm just like, it's a pattern. It's just something that I note. There's that bitch. Anyways. And these are the victims of just Chad in just this case and just this dispensation. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. Oh yeah. Will you please do the YouTube thingies? Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Once we get to 10,000 subscribers, which I mean, we're not far off. This has been a good organic growth. I'm really proud of that, you know. I'm actually taken back by it. It's just really cool, you know. But we do this for them. We do this because we want to know. We do this because we don't like corruption. We don't like murder, especially of children. We don't like these jerks. They are jerks, you know. So this was something. And I meant to tell y'all this last time. So when I was making this thumbnail, whatever, about a week or whatever ago, um, I put just something small that I noticed while making this thumbnail for a live stream last week. Nothing big. I just wanted to make a note of it and share with all of you. She went from a black hair tie to a white silicone looking symboled ring right here. And so that's when she was moved, you know, from one one portal to another, you know. She went, so it looks silicone though. And I was like, "Oh, I'll be damned. Look at her." So, is it just habit for her? Is it security for her? Is it just a symbol? You know, we know how she likes to, you know, dawn herself with power and your goddess and all the bullshit, you know. So much so to where she's like, "No one was murdered here." And you're just, I want to slap the shit out of her. I really do. Just one time. I couldn't help myself. She can't help herself because she is a murderous hooker. Okay. I can't see y'all, so I hope y'all aren't leaving. No, anyways, it's a little passive aggressiveness. It helps me. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to my most staunchest supporters. Oh, I got a mistake right here. Who continuously support my efforts through channel membership and for being a Patreon member. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to continue to seek justice through this difficult research. And of course, justice through understanding. Your help is greatly appreciated, and I will do my best to keep this going so we can continue down this bizarre religious rabbit hole, right? Love always wins. That face, though. So, evidence that may be presented at trial in the case of Chad Guy Storm Daybell, right? So these were Lori's. She was guilty on all these charges: first degree murder of Tylee Ryan, conspiracy to commit first degree murder of Tylee Ryan, first degree murder of JJ Vallow, conspiracy to commit first degree murder of JJ Vallow, conspiracy to commit first degree murder of Tammy Daybell, and grand theft. Guilty. Oh, guilty. So that's really big. That's what she said. Ha ha ha. Anyways. Oh, thank you, Beach Bum. I just came back over here. Oh, I know, Karen. I know. I know. It's so hard. It's been a very tough road. Thank you so much, Beach Mom. You do enough by helping me. You're one of my moderators. You're one of the God Mod Squad. But I appreciate it. If I could, I would go mow your grass. I really would. I need the exercise. Hey, Natalie. Just getting in here. It's pouring in my house. Yeah, it's raining here too. It is. It's storming. Yes, we do. That I was just telling, well, I've been telling them about Jason had let me know earlier that there's fires close to Sasol. So I live really near there. So um I yeah, I'm like, dude, we're gone. You know, like I can't outlive an explosion. It's just I don't think I don't think I can. Oh. Mhm. You wish the rain would put the fires out. Isn't that weird? Like sometimes it rains dirt. It looks like, you know how you go get in your vehicle and your windshield is like Just dirt. You tried to mow your yard? Told her, "Oh, yeah, I would. Oh, I tried to mow your yard." Right? I love cutting grass. Always have. I was taught when I was 10, and I mean, my grandmother owned rental properties, right? And so I was in band and I would, do these school activities and stuff like go to Disney World, when we won championships and stuff and marched in the parade and competed over there and won there too. But I mean, I'd have to raise like $700, and so I would mow a lot of the rental properties, and I really, really do miss that. Have I gotten an emergency? Uh, no, you just go opposite. You go opposite the direction of the danger. That's all I know. Well, hammered east. Wait, what do they say? Hammered down, eastbound and hammered down, or westbound, eastbound and hammered down. I live right here by Interstate 10. I think Tylee was present for a whole lot of conversations between Alex, Lori, and sometimes Chad, and Melanie Gibb, and Melanie Pulowski. If you think about it, oh my God, they brought her in as a partner in crime unknowingly. Yeah, yeah, not in that sense, but like just, I mean, I know me as being a kid growing up and trying to listen to the adults, and my grandparents, they talk French, Cajun French. So I mean, they would sit there at the kitchen table, and they'd just be speaking their laissez le bon temps relais, I mean, just all this Cajun coon ass French, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell they're saying. And then you hear Crusha, and you're like, huh? You don't know what the hell they're saying though. Oh my god. Yeah, she did. I mean, and I get that. I mean, poor thing. Poor thing. Poor thing. I mean, I couldn't help but, Lori, she kind of made that girl grow up fast. And we've seen it where Tylee was she far exceeded her mother in maturity. And it's like whenever Lori, you remember whenever she went into the courtroom and she had her stupid ponytail thingy, you her unicorn or whatever. Um, thanks, Rain. Ah, good God. Damn. Anyways, look, who am I to talk about anybody's damn hair? Right. Anyways, she's a murderous hooker though, so we can talk about her hair. Okay. So yeah, whenever she was like, in her hair and it was like this, and she just thought she was all, you know, all that. And you're just like, no. And I for like a glimpse, I was like, it reminds me of like an alcoholic. They say that whenever they started drinking, you know, that their brain stops maturing, it stops growing. And I'm just like, is that when Lori stopped maturing mentally? Because kind of how she acts, right? Just like a damn 14-year-old sometimes. And it's just, I colored my hair. Yeah, she was a liability. I think so. I think so. Yeah. It's I know it's hard because the way my theory is, about how I believe that there is some, I mean, again, I can't prove it. I don't know. I'll never know unless people just really start telling the truth, you know, and people start and stop. It is like good versus bad. It is like good versus evil. It's weird. It's so weird. And I mean, y'all know I'm not a political person. I don't know what the hell. I, I'm like, I'm just now learning what an orthodox is in a religion. I don't use the labels, you know? So I'm very simple. I'm very simple and just, I don't know, just how I see things. And so here you have people who are accused of, and y'all know I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not QAnon. I swear to freaking, I swear. I am not. I don't give a shit. I do when my family is involved though. That's when I whole ass give a shit. So come at me, bruh. You know, I really whatever. It is what it is. But you have people in the religious sectors who are accused of doing really heinous things and just really bad things to children mainly. Why? You know, because wherever your children are is wherever the predator is going to be. And wherever the church is, any church, with you know what I mean. That's where the that's where the predators are protected, and that's where they all hang out. And they're like, "Hey, bud, what's up?" You know. So you have this club over here who's like team victimizer. Then you have team over here who's team. They're the victims, right? And so when team victim says that team victimizer over here victimize them, team victimizer is like, she's crazy. Um, I'm a priesthood holder and I don't do that shit. It's against my religion. Funny how all the family and other male relatives, all Mormon, have said that Tylee was opinionated. Oh, wow, Lee. Thank you. That is a really good point. Tylee was opinionated. How dare any woman speak her mind? Not at all the Mormon way. Right? Thank God for just kidding. Just kidding is I thank God for the phrase just kidding, right? Cuz yeah, that is so true. God, hold on, I'm just relishing that for a moment. It's crazy. I know. I was going to share y'all I know where to get it. I'm going to get it. Thank y'all for being so patient with me. Y'all know I'm not organized, so and I kind of fly by the seat of my pants and kind of how we bring things up, and I think it's interesting that way. I do. You never know what to expect. Okay, so let me share this tab instead and make sure. Nope, I'm not hidden. All right, now I am. You saw that too, Krista. They nailed her. Oh, keep sweet wasn't invented by the FLDS, right, Jennifer S. That's a very good statement right there. The majority of child abusers and murderers are known for family. I'm sorry, are known. Oh my gosh. It went away from me. Are known or family. No conspiracy BS needed. It's just a look over there. Right? Uh, did y'all hear how Convict's voice changed when she read her statement? When, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know where to read it at. Then when she answered the judge, oh, hold on. Yes, in a whisper. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But she's a warrior. She's a warrior. Hear her roar, right? Eh, yeah. I mean, she didn't even quiver. Her voice did not even shake. That's how that's how mucked up that hooker is. I I have. I would. Um there's a lot of history there. There's a lot of sorting out that needs to happen with Miss Donna. So, um, but yeah, I did. I sat in for 5 of the readings. I sure did. You'll do anything. I did. I did anything when my family was missing. when those kids were missing. But anyways, I don't want to get too far off track. I do it bad enough on my own. But anyways, so like this is just coded. This is just one page of Mike Stroud's book, aka slash podcast, aka Chad and Lori's other go-to book. I don't think Chad was the prophet. I don't think he was trying to lead the 144,000. I think it's just a cover story that they put on them. Or tell them. I don't know. Hell, I don't know. I'm not in their twisted, effed up minds, So basically, because I mean, Lori and Chad aren't the first to look like they've twisted scripture. Okay, that's fact. And whenever I've been listening to, I've always listened to Leah Remini, other cults, because I didn't know what the hell, I didn't think that Charles Manson did anything wrong, because who can make anybody kill anybody? You can't make somebody do something that they that they don't want to do. That was my mind, okay? Until Larry looked at me crazy, and then I was like, "Oh, I might want to check that." And I did, and I understand now. We all are influenced by, again, how they place the candy bars in the grocery store, the placement of items, the kids level, eye level, where to place them. It's all influence. A commercial can come on about a cheeseburger, and you're like, gotta go get a cheeseburger. So influence is everywhere. I mean, we're not immune to it, every one of us. So anyways, I'm picking up, it's not going to make sense, but anyways, celestial world, that's let me go back one, damn it. And they're even out of order. Let's see, on the same damn page. Does anybody else's Google app do that? Google Photos, I mean, it makes like the same damn, that's page 195 195 times. Anyways, section 119, and we quote all these scriptures, and that's good and appropriate. But if this is Mike Stroud, okay, but if people could only understand that tithing is a transitional principle that is trying to take us to something better, okay, all right, from something less to something greater. Now you notice he uses the word greater light and knowledge, right? The greater portion is it is the Old Testament. The lesser is the New Testament. I mean, there's different things to put to this. So did y'all hear where not Darren, why do I keep wanting to say Darren? Anyways, Braxton Southwick, whatever, Lori's prepper cousin, where he said that they had to sweep the earth, or get rid of the evil, basically. Okay, you got to sacrifice them. All right, you got to wipe them out. Those are your zombies. Those are your demons. Those are your spirits. Those are your negative. Those are the people in your way. Now, do they get assigned? Did Chad and Lori get assigned 24? Or I don't know how that works. Yeah, I'm just trying to get you to see the bigger picture here. I know you're probably like, what? But if I can make this, let's just say that, how do I put this? I'm sure y'all probably already know, y'all been knowing, but if you expand the conspiracy, or the meeting of the minds, if you will, if you expand that to upper management, which I mean is who they are devoted to, they are lifelong Mormon, devout Mormon. Chad was serving a calling. Lori has served callings. She was spending more time in the temple, and according to President Nelson, the more time in the temple, the more blessed you are. Okay. And yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna move on. I'll just stay there forever. All right, so you're gonna go from something less to something greater, from something lower to something higher. What? Then we might find a little different success on the principle. Instead of making people feel guilty that they're robbing God, why would you make people feel guilty? Anyways, would you rob or will a man rob God? Oh my gosh, I don't want to rob God. Well, you're robbing God if you don't pay your tithing. Now, who's that? What the? I didn't even see this. So that's a new one. So we can shame them and make them feel guilty. So they say, quote, well, I don't want to rob God. He's been so good to me, unquote. Ask Tylee and JJ and Charles and Tammy. Yeah, etc. Or we can teach them that everything they're being taught in the gospel is designed by man, I'll say by man, is designed to transition them from where they are, I'm sorry, from where they are to, from where they are to something higher, nobler, nobler, that's a weird word, more profound, and with greater blessings. Then that's a different view of things. Does that make sense? No, it does not. It's the same with the priesthood. It's the same with the church. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is not the end result. And Mike Stroud is not, he didn't make this up. Okay. I see it everywhere in the church scripture, and I see it. I can't not see it now. Okay. I feel bad because I'm like, oh, well, now I just go right to it. And I can bring you right to it everywhere. Just show me a book. I'll bring it to you. Okay. You're looking for, okay. You're looking for membership in a different church, folks. As you join the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you are not through. You're just beginning. It's foundational. It's transitional. It's trying to transition you from membership in this organization into membership of the Church of the freaking Firstborn. Your next step is membership into the Church of the Firstborn. Oh, I wonder how you do that. This is me being sarcastic as hell because I'm sure you got to get somebody to sacrifice their damn kids to the greater good. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I don't know. I don't know where this goes. I don't know who takes part in it. I know some pretty evil ass shitty people do. Okay? And that's the ones accusing the victims who live to tell that they're crazy. Okay? And then what side is this godly church on? Uh-huh. It ain't the victims, that's for sure. That is my opinion. So, anyways, he says your next step is membership into the Church of the Firstborn. When you came into this church, you came in through a process of investigation, as we are doing now. No, you were given certain things to study, and there were missionaries that instructed you to move you forward. Oh my God, instructed you and moved you forward. As far as I know, the missionaries, they're not as versed, you know. Anyways, that instructor, okay, they gave you challenges and made you promises, taught you principles, and taught you how to go to God and get an answer as to the truthfulness of this whole message of the restoration. I don't know. I'm not from this church. I'm not from this belief system. Not saying mine's better or worse. I don't know. I never had to be like, God, are you true? Is your word true? Is that even your word? You know, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, anybody that says they're the one true church, I have, I have questions. First, why you gotta say you're true? That'd be like me saying, or Lori or Chad going up and testifying on the stand and saying, I'm honest Chad. Yeah, truthful Chad. You know what I mean? Like, why you gotta say that? Anyways, call me skeptical. And so he says, well, you are now involved in investigating the Church of the Firstborn. Everything that we teach on this podcast is designed to introduce you into the Church of the effing Firstborn. The temple is the beginning of instruction and ordinances into the Church of the Firstborn. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has been referred to as the outer church. And I can show you all charts. Not right this second, but I'll line that up. We used to have a hymn that we sang that's not in the hymn book anymore. Wink, wink. Called The Outward Church Below. Remember, y'all, when I was like, as above, so below? And then now I see all this shit and I'm like, there it is. And we need to be part of the outward church below. Okay. Oh, well, where's my, okay. Where's my logo? I want to go backwards. Oh, not like that. Let's see. Well, hell. Well, that was fun. Like I said, then they jump out of order. Mm-hmm. Okay, getting close. We're in the 190s. What was that? 196? 194 is where I was. Okay. Okay, so what was the other one? It said, and we need to be part of the outward church below. Below is the terrestrial is the telestial world. That's the below. So the below is their it's now. It's earth now. It's this earth life. That's the below. And the outward church is a physical whoa. Physical outward institution that is run by mortal men and women. That's the outward church. When you enter the temple, see, once you go to the damn temple, you got to be temple worthy. When you do become temple worthy, you got to, you got to make oaths and stuff, and make a vow of secrecy, and it's like the Fight Club. You don't talk about it, but we do. And we just have to imagine. If you're have an imagination, and you can just kind of read their stuff, and then you can just kind of apply it. Okay, so it says, when you enter the temple, the first ordinance you participate in is the initiatory. Y'all remember when Melanie Gibb was like talking to Ron Ball, and she was like, yeah, where Lori said that she saw Jesus. Zelena said she saw Jesus where Lori saw Jesus. And she was like, right there by the initiatories. I don't want to go too much into it, basically, is what she was saying. Because, God forbid. Anyways. So it says the initiatory is an initiation. You are being initiated into something else. You're now leaving the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and being initiated into the Church of the Firstborn, which, by the way, is the inward church above. You've got the outward church below and the inward church above. The above is terrestrial. Y'all remember whenever Lori and they were like, meet me and Chad at the terrestrial church. Remember that? When, the day JJ was murdered and stuff. Just put a pin in that. Okay. All right. The above is terrestrial. It's the next estate. Uh-oh. Were they pushing him on to his next estate? It's millennial. So, and trust me, because the second coming doesn't mean y'all heard it from Braxton too. So I'm like, oh my God. All right. It's millennial. I'm sorry. It's the next estate. It's millennial. The third estate. The third estate. You are now in a mortal telestial. We're in the second state. Okay. We're in a mortal telestial second state. The next estate is the millennial. Okay. Terrestrial third estate, and the organization of that estate is the Church of the Firstborn. Student 4 says, my wife and I went to the temple yesterday, and I noticed that most of the temple ceremony is Adam and Eve sinning and being separated from the presence of Elohim, and then eventually from Jehovah. Okay. Except for when receiving messengers. I just thought that was weird. I don't like receiving. I don't like the way Melanie Gibb says it about JJ. It's one of them words. So is Tinder. Don't like it. That particular part took 30 or 40 minutes to do. And then we progressed to the different stages, and that didn't take long. My thought was that the first celestial part is where all the work is, I'm sorry, where all the work has to be done for us to change and not become hard hearted and fall behind. And it'll break it down. Does that make sense? Mike says, it does. Good point. So, what you're doing in the initiatory, which is a 4 booth stage ordinance. Now, I watched an interview with a Galactic Storyteller on Asia Rain. She talks about booths. Go have a listen. Galactic Storyteller, Asia Rain. They're about some crazy shit. Okay, I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of it all. I pull it all in. I don't care. I weed out my resources. You know what I mean. Okay. So, and you're going through 4 booths. Each one of the 4 booths represents the 4 states of probation. Okay, so we know that now about the temple. The first one is your premortal life. The second booth is mortality. The third booth, I wonder if, anyways, I best not say that out loud. The third booth is the millennial terrestrial world. So I have to now. Oh my God, did they send again? This is exactly where I feel compelled. This is where I feel driven. This is where I feel led. Ain't by no damn storm. Was that instruction between Alex, Lori about meeting her and Chad at the terrestrial church? I mean, were they meeting at the damn booth? Again, it'd be inside the temple and it would so be off limits to the First Amendment and all kinds of other violation of rights. Nobody could, like go investigate there for sure. I don't know. Makes one wonder. It makes one sick. Ugh. Anyways, the millennial terrestrial world, and the fourth booth is the celestial kingdom, where Father dwells. And you are being taught that as you go through, all of this is designed to introduce you to something else. I heard a person say, and you've heard me say this before, that the member of the church that never makes it to the temple, his membership is frustrated. That's because the purpose of membership in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is foundational and is designed to transition you into the Church of the freaking firstborn. Brigham Young said that all of the ordinances of the temple are ordinances of the Church of the firstborn. All of the ordinances. So, what you're being instructed is how to obtain step by step through ordinances. What the hell? Oh, that's why I couldn't switch. I'm smart. Okay. Hopefully I have a 196. There we go. Of the firstborn. When you become a member of the church of the firstborn, brothers and sisters, you have entered into the rest of the Lord. That's a whole nother code phrase. Now go with me back to Alma 13, and I want you to look at verses 11 and 12 and think about this, okay? No, we're not doing that. Now, in verses 10 through the rest of the chapter, it's talking about mortality. So verses 1 through 9 are talking about pre-mortal life. Okay. And I just kind of read all this, whatever. But it's creepy. Verse 11. Y'all know that Lori loves 7 and 11. Okay. Therefore, they were called after this holy order, which is the holy order of the priesthood. Just know that. That's what gave them equal priesthood powers. Men, women. Okay. You'll hear it. And gave Chad the power in the priesthood to, to give his brother-in-law a blessing, because they were brother-in-laws, Alex and Chad. Therefore they were called after this holy order and were sanctified. What did David Warwick say on the stand in Lori's trial? He was like, oh, it's going there for sanctification, or whatever the hell he said. However the hell he stupid ass said it. I don't care. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like them. And I don't like liars. And I don't like murderers. I don't like liars, murderers, thieves. I don't like them. They bother me. I don't like them. Okay. So they talk Mormonese. We just got to learn their language. Okay. And they do tell the truth. They tell on themselves. You just got to figure it out. And their garments were washed white through the blood of the Lamb. Well, then Jesus is gone. So there's all these other lambs, if you know what I'm saying. If you want to see the actual process described vividly, read 3 Nephi chapter 19. 3 Nephi 19 is the Book of Mormon account of what verse 11 is talking about, where it says, they were sanctified and their garments were washed white through the blood of the Lamb. It's all code. Now look at verse 12. Now, after being sanctified by the Holy Ghost, which remember, once Chad was a Holy Ghost. Remember that shit? Having their garments made white, being pure and spotless before God, could not look upon sin, save it, were with abhorrence. And there were many, exceedingly great many, who were made pure and entered into the rest of the Lord their God. The rest of the Lord is a terrestrial place. Okay. So the rest of the Lord here now is in a whole nother place. Okay. We got a whole nother place to keep up with. You have membership in the church of the firstborn. You have obtained a higher order of priesthood that we've talked about before. You've had heavenly hands. That's another code phrase laid upon you. You have obtained. Remember that whole thing with Mike Stroud? You have to inquire and plead to obtain and receive, brothers and sisters. That shit. Yeah. You have obtained promises from God Himself with His own mouth, calling you by name. This is the second comforter, y'all. This is the meeting Jesus in the damn temple. Okay. Calling you by your name, which is your first trip to the veil. When the veil is that thing they go to. If y'all never watched any New Name Noah's videos, go watch them and just hold your blankie real close. Say some prayer, holy water, whatever you gotta do. Sage. You have had okay, blah, blah, blah. When you go to the veil in the temple, you go there twice, but the first time you go is to obtain promises from God. So you're going to inquire and plead to obtain and receive, right? Here we go. All right. You don't see them because, and I've always heard that they've always said that the first comforter it's spiritual. The second comforter is Christ in the flesh. Again, are there holograms? Or are they tripping on acid or something? They can have it. I'm good. Yeah, okay. I always forget my spot. And then the second time you go up to okay, so you hear his voice. So just know that with the monkey. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Just keep that in your head. You don't see him, but you hear his voice. And then the second time you go to the veil, you enter into his, they capitalized it, his presence. The first trip to the veil is making your calling and election made sure. What did Zalema freaking Pastinas? They set it up on the stand. She was really, really giddy about asking Chad about her calling and election made sure. Okay. Calling and election made sure okay, here we go. It's the same as the more sure word of prophecy. This is a whole nother phrase. I've used it before. I think whenever Judge Boyce didn't allow cameras, I was like, you got to do the more good. More good means more men, right? I'm like, you just got to be more better than that. I wrote that in Twitter, X. It was Twitter then. But anyways, it's the same as, all right, so the first trip to the veil is making your calling and election made sure. It's the same as the more sure word of prophecy, where you obtain from him personally. Lori is not a fucking crazy bitch. Okay. I mean, she's crazy, but she's not like I saw Jesus in the temple crazy. Okay. Not real. It makes somebody sound crazy though, because this is how it works for them, I'm assuming. Because who Uncle Charles was trying to get his wife help when she was talking cuckoo, saying that she saw Jesus in the damn temple. Okay. All right. It's the same. Okay. Where you obtain from him personally, to you intimately, calling you by name, and you hearing his voice. But not seeing his presence. You obtain promises. So I guess in that round you get promises. That effectively brings you into and makes you a member of the church of the freaking firstborn and opens a door for you now to have the next level, which is called I bet it's the second comforter. I hope y'all are doing okay. Oh, hell. Please let me. Oh my God, it skipped to 198. Of course it did. Okay, let me go back. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. So it went from 196 to, okay. Neutralize is a podcast I've found that a lot of, the Latter-day Saints who are like, oh no, we believe everything that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints believes. We believe in our prophet and I support them and I sustain them and da 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 da. You've all heard it recited. Yeah, I heard it at least 4 or 5 times just on the stand, you know. Oh no, I didn't believe their shit. I believe in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Melanie Pulaski. All of them. And they believe they teach this not openly, but only to temple worthy people. Not the whole congregation goes to the temple. That's the first general sifting, in my opinion. They're going to see who's going to double down. They're going to see who's serious. They are going to see who's not going to rat them out, because it's a manipulation tactic. It's all it is manipulation. And then, I don't know. Maybe they want to sacrifice some children and shit. Maybe they ran out of children. I don't really know. I don't have the answers to all that. I mean, I don't know. That's it's so gross. Anyways, neutralize. Let me say it again. Their hearts are so set so much upon the things of this world, so we disqualify ourselves from these upper level blessings for these reasons. Upper level, that's second anointing. Okay. Your hearts are set upon the things of the world. You aspire for the honors of men. Laziness, dishonesty, pride, immorality. They're such hypocrites. Anyways, and a preoccupation with worldly things. Says the multi-billion dollar church hiding money. Anyways, see, there's a difference between being ordained to the priesthood and having priesthood power. There's only one place, anywhere, where this term power in the priesthood is mentioned, and that is at the most sacred place, at the most sacred moment. Wink, wink. You got to be at the right place at the right time in the temple. And it is at the veil in the temple of the Lord. It's the only place that term is used, power in the priesthood. So his second fear is, quote, too many priesthood bearers who have done little or nothing to develop their ability to access the powers of heaven, end quote. I didn't even learn nothing from that sentence. Third fear. I fear that too many have sadly surrendered their agency to the adversary. Well, hi pot, I'm kettle, huh? That's what they're saying. And they're saying by their own conduct, quote, I care more about satisfying my own desires than I do about bearing the Savior's power to bless others. Look, first off, no, quit taking the Savior's power, thinking you're taking the Savior's power. And please, by all means, stop blessing people. You don't know how. We don't pray that way. That's fear number 3. We surrender our agency. Neutralized. That's the name of one of his podcasts that are elusive, that Latter-day Saints that are active, that say they're just so into the church and they're just church. But they're the same ones putting it on their kids' YouTube channels. Okay. So who neutralizes us? We do. We make choices that take away light. Light and truth are the same things. They are not different things. Light is truth and truth is light. You want to say that another freaking time? Another way? Section 88 comes out and says, quote, truth shineth, unquote. Of course it does, because truth is light and it is the food of righteousness. That's what causes us to thrive. Now, fourth fear. I fear that these assholes will not stop doing what they're joking. Got to make you laugh. That's how I get through it. I fear, brethren, that some among us may one day wake up and realize what power in the priesthood really is, and face the deep regret that they spent oh my God, far more time. Let me know how many of you got that. Far more dark, far more sinister. They spent far more time seeking power over others, or power. Oh, shit. At work than learning to exercise fully the power of God, says says the church. This talk is a shift in the direction of the church. I prophesy, this Stroud always says stuff like this, okay? I prophesy, Stroud, chapter 26, verse 3, students laugh, that this is a major shift by prophets and apostles to move us to a place we are not yet and have not been, and as a matter of fact, are losing ground to get there. Now, look at this. This will be the last one. Look at this. I've got it underlined, capitalized, bold, and in red. When he said this, I almost wanted to jump up off the chair and say, I'm not saying how, that Hosanna shout thing. Listen carefully to what President Nelson said after his 4 years. I urgently plead with each one of us to live up to our privileges as bearers of the priesthood in a coming day. And I want to testify to you that that day is near. Only those men who have taken their priesthood seriously by diligently seeking to be taught by the Lord himself, right? Second comforter. Now, if you're like me before I was tuned into all these things, I would say, oh, that's nice. Christ will teach me through his prophets, through his apostles. Well, okay, he's telling on himself right here. Christ will teach me through his prophets, through his apostles, and through my bishop, through my stake president, anywhere but himself. I want you to not rest that scripture. Don't rest this. Don't wrestle with it. Take it at face value, because that's the way President Nelson wants it to be taken. I know it is. Only, oh shit. Only those men who have taken their priesthood seriously by diligently seeking to be taught by the Lord himself, whomever they have as the Lord, playing himself, will be able to bless, guide, protect, strengthen, and heal others. So if you want to bless, guide, protect, strengthen, and heal others, you have to have an encounter, with Christ and be taught by him. Only a man who has paid the price, there's a price, ain't nothing for free, for priesthood power, will be able to bring miracles to those he loves and keep his marriage. Everybody's like, oh, well, wait, he didn't do that with Tammy. Okay. Hear me out. To keep his marriage and family safe now and through eternity. See, through eternity, time and eternity is polygamous. Time and eternity is the new and everlasting covenant. Anytime you hear new and everlasting covenant, just know that's polygamy. Whenever you heard Lori say, Tammy's my eternal friend, well, there you go. Sister love. Okay. Whoa, what a blessing that is. I hope that wasn't a blessing, because I just read it and then I spread it to all y'all. So everybody do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around, please. That's what it's all about. Anyways, President Monson gets up. I'm telling you, there was a shift. The Lord is working through his servants. Okay, I'm about to go back over there to wake us up and bring us up. Wake up and rise up. This is that whole awaken thing. Okay. This is Melanie Gibbs said it in her podcast with Jason, Mal, and Lori. She's like, yeah, to go and gather those that are, awakened, and she talks so different. That's those that are in the know. if you know what I mean. He tells us this story during World War II. Oh my God, these stories suck. I don't really feel like singing. I don't feel like there you go. If you want to read it, I'm gonna go down to here. I will tell you, brothers and sisters, we are not going to come up to this level without extreme experiences. You're just not going to do that. Are you willing to do that? Okay. He just said you're not going to, and then you okay. Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to sacrifice and do whatever is necessary to have power over the elements? Oh, you bet your ass I underlined it. Go with me to Jacob chapter 4 and look at what these Nephites did through this priesthood order that they had and that you and I can now have. These Nephites were amazing. So amazing that nobody else ever heard of them except for Mormons. The message is that we have access to this. There is no reason why we can't have the same thing. The holy order. Okay. It's just like being blessed in the Catholic Church. You get your marriage blessed. It's the same damn. I don't know what they do over there in the Catholic bill. I haven't had to research them. It's where I come from, but it's not where I belong. You're introduced to it and taught. The beginning teachings of the Holy Order take place in the temple. It begins with an ordinance called the initiatory. Now let's go to whatever. Oh, well. Yeah, it skipped to 202. Oh, well, let me read this one because I've. All right, this is page 242, Mike Stroud. A veil to get to that first booth. You are in an estate, and that estate you are in that first booth represents your first estate. Did I already read this? Which is premortal life, where you are an organized spirit son or daughter. When you pass through that second veil, that is the veil of birth, and you are entering the celestial world, and it is water based. Anyway, there are some fun things to think about there. The terrestrial world to come in the millennium is not the terrestrial kingdom, it's the terrestrial world. Don't get them mixed up. Let me give you a little mystery to ponder. Ponder's another one of their little code words. In the temple, it talks about creating earths and organizing worlds. Now, didn't we just think they were freaking out there? But it's just regular temple talk. In the temple, okay, there's a difference between an earth and a world. Well, thank you. In Matthew chapter 24, which is very popular in this group, the disciples came to Christ as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, another code for some place that they know to go to, just like the mountains or something else too. It's all something else. Everything is just something else. And they wanted to know about his second coming. It also talks about this in Doctrine and Covenants 45, but it's the Joseph Smith translation. You got to go to the Joseph Smith translation. Do you see the code talking here? Like, you can't just go to Doctrine and Covenants 45 on just, the church website. You got to go to the Joseph Smith translation, and that we want to go, for that. And what is the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Or, and he put this in bold, I did not, or the destruction of the wicked, which is the end of the world. Tylee, JJ, Charles, Tammy, they never stood a chance. Now, they talked about the word world, not meaning a planet. There you go. But world meaning a population or a group of people. It is clear in these verses that the destruction of the world represents the destruction of the wicked or the burning off of celestial persons at the second coming of Christ. Do you get it? So that's an interesting little thing to think about there right now, Stroud says. When we talk about populations and we talk about Earths and planets, it may be a different thing. You don't say. You don't say. Well, you know what? I think the deception is pretty shitty, in my opinion. And no wonder people get led astray, and no wonder people murder. It's because you're directing them to. So that's an interesting little thing to think about right now when we talk about population. Okay, We talk about Earths and planets. It may be a different thing. The terrestrial world is the phase that this Earth is going through that we call the 1,000-year millennium. It's called the millennium reign also. That's the terrestrial world. At some future time, there will need to be a planet organized and placed in a terrestrial world so that resurrected. Does this make any damn sense to y'all? That's why I need help. So that resurrected terrestrial beings can reside on that world. Why? They can't even freaking be normal here. Okay? So you're suspended. You're casted out. We'll cast them out. That's called the terrestrial kingdom. I'm sorry. I keep talking through my nose. That's called the terrestrial kingdom. The terrestrial world is a phase of this Earth's progression because we know the destiny of this world. We do? Okay. All right. All right. Prophet, seer, and revelators, mount up. This Earth that we're on right now, Mother Earth's destiny is not to be a terrestrial kingdom. Oh, but its destiny is to be crowned. There you go. King, queen, prophet, prophetess, and God and goddess. All right. That's what this crown means. And become a celestial kingdom. So right now it is a celestial world getting ready to move into a terrestrial world. I'm so confused. And eventually we'll be crowned and become a celestial kingdom. Then the celestial and the terrestrial kingdom will have to be organized planets separate from this world that we're on right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Separate from it and placed in a celestial and terrestrial order so that resurrected beings of that order can inhabit that kingdom. And they are kingdoms because they are presided over by kings. Now, this, I have a whole chart. If y'all ever want to see it, I got to find it. Y'all gonna have to, I know. Just whoever wants to be here will be here. Appreciate it. I'm going to look for it real quick. Daylight charts. My little silent mouse is not so silent. It's on. Oh, I'm scanning through these really fast. Oh, too far. Jen has gone over them. I've looked at them, perplexed as all get out. Oh my God. There we go. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. Let's see. Let's just share this tab instead. Oh, look, right there. And that's not it, but on 7/19 at 17:41 hours, Melanie sent Lori an SMS message that indicates it's Melanie Lee. It's my clear line. I'll use for emergencies. If you have something you want to send on this phone, text me oh my God, a monkey, see no evil. And I'll know to look at this one because I'm smart. And then there's some Dream Girls. Stacy. I'm sorry. Oh my God, it's one of them's name's Jenny. Jenny. Is could be possibly allegedly maybe on their trust level list. You know. Here's old Rod Meldrum. Nah, I really don't know who those two dudes are. But you bet your bottom dollar I got screenshots. Tim Ballard. Okay. This is Wayne May. See, I found this interesting because LDS Living, AM 630 or whatever, K Talk, and Deseret News, and Talk Radio 105.9, KNRS, sponsored the 2019 Firm Foundation Expo. Are they Mormon owned? Right? Makes you wonder. Let's see. I've been looking at this shit for way too long. Can you tell? And it's just a mixture. Oh, that's not. Let's see. Look, Tylee. Her little baby doll. Sweet baby. And just, yeah, the whole Raphael. Let me go look for the damn thing I said I was going to look for. Let me try and be a woman of my word somewhat. All right. Let me search. Let me try and search charts. See if it'll pull it up. Speaking of charts, Chad Daybell's book, the book cover, LDS. I mean the LDS top 5 charts. All right, let me find it real quick, and then I'll switch y'all back over to this. Just give me a second. Got a lot of charts. Screenshots. Crap. All right, hold on. I don't give up. Everybody doing okay? Let me go to crap. Any other term, I just see this everywhere. Oh, there's Google Drive. All Google products look the damn same, you know? I go to open up my photos or something on my iPhone, and then it's like, it's like, they all look the same. Now let's see. Okay, it's called to, shit. I mean, there's so many documents. Oh, here we go. I know what I can do. There's something you guys listen to. It's a podcast that Chad did. It's called Patience, okay? And he did this podcast on July the 9th of 2019. This is like within 2 days of my uncle being murdered. I find it was he did it with Paul Pulsifer, and I forget the name of the podcast right off top of my head. So, oh my God, I'm so out of it. I haven't been in here. Oh, there's my other speaker. Oh my God, I need a speaker. While I'm looking for that chart. Oh, I just hit my microphone. Unless y'all are ready to go, let me know. Let me make sure. Oh, okay. We've made contact. Okay, let me push play. Y'all can listen to that while I finish looking this up. Today's episode number 26. Our guest today is Chad Daybell. He's a prisoner in a creativity company and the author of more than 25 books. It's quite impressive. Including the best-selling Times of Turmoil series. He and his wife, Tammy, live in Rexburg, New and the parents of 5 children and 1 grandchild. He has served in many callings, including Scoutmaster of 4 different wards and congregations. He is currently his ward's executive secretary. He has had several occupations, but most notably, he's a cemetery sexton. And today's topic is. He just said he was the ward's executive secretary. Y'all heard that? I don't know if it's such a shitty recording, okay, but the guy like pulled it, you know, so it is what it is. And the title of it is Patience. Imagine that. Patience. Makes me sick. Let me see. Let me go back some.
Ward's executive secretary, has had several occupations, but most memorably as a cemetery sexton. And today's topic is patience. Thanks for joining us today.
All right.
Awesome. So, and I your story a little bit. I mean, I've heard a bit of it in the Time to Work podcast, or listened to some of the stuff you've said there. But could you touch on that a bit for listeners tonight to begin with? Sure. Almost 17 years old. I was almost 18. Went on a camping trip up there to Flaming Gorge Reservoir in northern Utah. And they were kind of good Daybell, so I was always looking at the guinea pig and they would send me out to test out any dangerous stunts they wanted to do. So one of them was to jump out a 60-foot cliff from the shoreline of Flaming Gorge. I think I remember hearing about this one. Keep going though. And I foolishly to do so. And I finally jumped off that ledge, and it just seemed like forever that I was falling, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I finally hit the surface of the water. It was like hitting concrete. And wow. It felt like my body went deeper than my spirit. And so, in a way, my spirit comes up out of my head. And it didn't go all the way out. But it was enough that as I looked around, I saw a vast plane of white light. And it just felt very peaceful and spiritual. And it was like little bits of white light clung to my spirit. And it only lasted a few seconds, but it changed my whole life. And I consider that a near-death experience, about as close as you can get to actually.
Oh, he just said he considers that a near-death experience. He considers that a near-death experience. Interesting. So, because he did a big bad belly buster, he considers that a near-death experience. Okay. All right. We can make up our own rules. I'm still looking. And I mean, really, I thought about it and I've been like, oh no, it's probably right there in my Adobe. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm chasing my tail right about now. And so I'd rather be prepared. Because it's weird. And y'all, it even has southwest, southwest on it. There's different things. Okay. It's a ritual. Okay. That's about all I got. I don't want to believe it either. I don't want to believe this crap. Um, it just is gross. And oop, hold on. I'm trying to come back through. Hey, coming back through the portal. Anyways, y'all, I know it's crazy. It's crazy, but it all ties in. It does. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no way that. First off, there's no way that my earring just fell. There's no way that their own church of Jesus Christ of can label them a cult. Chad and Lori are not their own cult. That's point one. That's the first point. The second is that the conspiracy is really big. Yeah, they do. It's nuts. It's so hard to pull together. You know what I mean? Because it's first of all, you're just like, I mean, it's mind numbing. It's mind numbing. Mind numbing. I've listened to these people talk. I've memorized a lot of the things that they've said. And I don't know if that's just a quirk that I have, a blessing or a curse. I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah. Do this, don't do that. Can't you read the sign? I love that, right? It's true. Don't do what I do as I say do. And what gets me, another thing is like whenever Chad Daybell made money off of his books. I don't see nothing wrong with him making money off of his books. You know what is wrong? Is an institution that you're dying to belong in or dying to kill, you'll kill for. And Lori's, okay, give me my temple recommend or I'm a Nephi his ass, whatever. Okay, that's the problem. That's the problem. They're source. Chad and Lori aren't source. They're just worker bees. You know? They're they are the fall guys also. So I mean, if you really sit back and I don't know why my lips keep doing, but if you sit back and just kind of like just picture that for a minute, how they used Alex. Hell, I don't know. Upper management might have used that. I don't really know how this goes. I don't have all the answers. But Alex is the fall guy to Chad and Lori. But they got, I say they got duped. It's a, what if you have somebody like Lori who is just so devout and so freaking narcissistic and so whack in the head. But I mean, she believes in her prophets. She believes in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. She believes it. So yes, she has these beliefs. I believe Rob Wood when he said to Summer Shiflett, what your sister has done, she believes she has done in righteousness. So if your leaders had you sacrifice your children for the greater good, allegedly, when you feel like you looked at them as God, they talk to God. She don't know any different. Whoa, whoa, you know what I'm saying? They all guzzle the Kool-Aid. And the card, yeah, 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 yep, 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 yep. Kathy White, yeah. Um, they knew those cards. New Name Noah. If you ever, he did a on John Dehlin, Mormon Stories podcast a long time ago, actually. His name is Mike. Crap. I can't put myself on the spot because then I forget it. But anyways, Mike Norton, and he has gone undercover many times, and he's gotten the footage of inside the temple that we wouldn't have. And then some of you are like, who the hell wants it? And I'm like, right there with you. My eye is twitching. Anyways, but he like I don't know, it's something that he did, Mike Norton or whatever, New Name Noah is his YouTube channel. And back when he was a kid, like he said that he would take barcodes, scan, you know how they have the scanning barcodes, right? And he's probably a little bit older than me. I'm in my 40s, mid 40s. So, but he would, and I mean, it kind of goes without saying, but he would like take a can of whatever green beans, let's say, and he would like not forge it, but yeah, he would make a replica. And then he tried it to where he got to see if he could get it to scan when he went with his mom to the grocery store when he was a little kid, right? And so that's where it started. So he started like for, kind of fudging things a little bit, quite a bit. Well, then he ended up, falling away from the church, and he has gone undercover. He has went and spoke at the pulpit and preached at the pulpit, and it's crazy. It's funny, kind of, you're just like, then you see what it's really like in there, and you're like, oh my God, okay. Very culty. Cult. Anybody watch Dan Cummings? um, so, but then he got to where he started making fake temple recommends. And the fake temple recommends, for people like him. Or I don't know. Hell, I really don't even know. But he made Joseph Smith. What did he do? Okay. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Thank you, Kathy. That's very sweet. Thank you. Oh, I love that color blue too. I appreciate it so much. Yeah. Oh, let's see. What Chad has a lot more at stake right now than Lori does. Yes. Well, I mean, it depends. He is a priesthood holder in this church. I mean, if it were me, and if it's really how I really think that it has come to be, um, if you break your oath, you're signing your death certificate anyways. That's why when I was sitting in trial, I'm looking at Lori, I'm looking at everything, and I'm just like, how did we get here? Why are we here? I'd be like, them dudes right there, up there. Yeah, that's where my kids are. That's where my kids went. And I mean, I don't know. I'd have done it for the great, like to redeem myself, to try and just be like, oh my God, I was duped. I don't want nobody else to ever get duped. Then I'm like, when does she even realize that she's duped yet? Is she going to realize that she's duped yet? I mean, there's a whole lot of duping going on. And it's not just Chad and Lori. I'll tell you that right now. Why do you think none of these other people are out of the church? Why do you think they all have temple recommends? And Jason Mao, what he get a promotion to a seminary teacher? Attaboy. So good old boys club. I'm good. And my uncle paid way more money than Chad Daybell could have ever. Right? Colt. Jason does it way better than me. Well, like last night I was listening to I listened to it again because I was like, oh my God, it's the same stuff. They just use different terminology. That's all it is. It's the same shit, different religion. Meh, meh, meh. And you're just like, wow. Oh, wow. But Dan Cummings, I found him when I was looking for research on Jeffrey Lundgren, and he called he called Alice. Alice is Jeffrey Lundgren's wife. Cult, right? Jeffrey Lundgren, allegedly. I'm saying allegedly because I don't think these cults exist really. I think well, I don't know, kind of like the Incubator. It's the one I watched last night again because it's hilarious. But he's like, is it a cult incubator? He's talking about IHOP, International House of Prayer. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I get what you're saying, Dan, because it's either they make themselves gods and we're in this situation, or there's God makers, So, I mean, they're not the first people to figure that out, it just trickles down. It's like it doesn't go worldwide. It's very which is probably why my shit's getting suppressed a lot lately. That, and I've been, I've been going through some stuff. No kidding. James the damn jerk. I call him James the lust, really. Is yeah. I actually had made some thumbnails for today. It was a rabbit, going into the rabbit hole. But I on my computer in my room, I don't know. I don't know I'm like, where do the files go? My phone, I know where they go. Computer, I'm just like, I don't know where they all go. They're saved everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Shit. Oh no. You taught school with Keeler's sister? Her husband was Lundgren. Valerie ended up with the kids. Oh my God. Janet at the school I taught at. Oh my god. That's nuts. Wow. Killer sisters. So it was weird because their names were just like my uncle Charles, Terry, Susan. That's her siblings' names, I think. Right? Because I remember being like, "Oh, whoa, that's my uncle Charles. I have an aunt Terry. I have an aunt Susan. My mom's name is Kay. I don't have an Alice or anything." But it was just like boom, 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 and I was like, "That's different." Yes, yes, Melissa. Yes. Download folder. What? Oh, but anyways, yeah, about the thumbnail. So I couldn't find the ones that I did, and the first ones that popped up were the one that I put on as tonight's thumbnail. And anyway, so I was like, which one do I pick? Because I have different sayings on there, like James the Just, James, I'm not just, James the Lust. I have want to see my pendulum. I'm sorry. I mean, kind of. Just, with Chad and his jerky face on there. I just, you want to see my pendulum? Can I interest you in the book of the Chad? What else? Single and ready to mingle. Um, anyways, I have fun. That's what I do in Canva. It's my Frontierville. Right. Oh man. That is so cool though, Janet. I'm glad that you are, I'm glad I've seen you here before. That's neat. That would if you ever want to come on or if you ever want to talk, even, behind just on the phone. Let me know. I'd please. It would be interesting cuz I mean, I just don't know how we get here, you know? I just there's there's got to be there's source, It's just what is source? Cuz I mean, we've put away and gave the death sentence. Chad might be getting the, death sentence. You, these people are dead, and all your cult leaders pretty much are imprisoned, or you know what I mean. Um, well, that's not solving the problem, and it's been happening since the beginning of time. So it's like there's something's not right. You know, there's got to be a root of the problem. So allegedly in their state of delusion. Not that it is all delusion. I believe very much that she did it for money, sex. Right. But that goes all the way to the tippity top of man, period. You know, think about it. I mean, you can apply those same things to, what's her name? Shanna Gardner, the one about allegedly. Uh, she's accused and just got arrested or indicted too. It's just like Melanie Pawlowski / Boudreaux's case or whatever to me. I'm just like, "Oh, okay. I see how this works." And it is. They come from a Mormon background. I'm just putting that's a note, I'm very interested in Mormonism, obviously. Um, but yes, yeah, Melissa. All jokes aside, the 144,000 in Revelation is the 12 tribes of Israel. But it's so crazy how men since forever, they try to, and I don't know, y'all know I don't Bible speak. I do not. My grandfather is probably like, oh my god, because he shook Pope John Paul. He shook his hands, and now knowing that, I'd be like, you know, no, um, mm-mm. My grandfather was very holy roly, and I find it so fascinating how my uncle Charles grew up in a household with a dad like that, very holy roly, to and jumped from one frying pan into another with extremist Lori and whoa, her family. What the hell? It just is very intriguing to me. Yeah, that's what Christians understand to mean. Yeah. Yeah, I believe in God. I do. I know Lee here is probably about to come jump on my ass, but anyways, I mean, I do. I believe in this Lori and Chad have gotten me to open my eyes to a lot of things that before I was very ignorant and didn't care. I mean, really, it's not bothering. You know what I mean? It was a non-issue. Whether I wanted to go to church or not was just a personal choice. Do I feel like being bored and saying the same prayers over and over and over, rituals? It's just no. It just was never my thing. Sometimes it would be my thing. Sometimes not. It would just be an every now and then thing. But I did have my kids christened into the Catholic Church. I was christened. I on my grandfather, my holy roly grandfather, Papa Vallow, on his deathbed. I was the last person to be with him alive. No, no, that didn't sound good. But he was in the hospital. He was dying of leukemia, and I noticed. Okay, so mom, we're in the St. Pat's Hospital, and mom's sitting. She's laying on the couch or whatever, and then my papa's in a bed over here, and I'm just sitting there with my Cosmo. And this is back in 2008, 9 or 10. I don't remember. And it was like, I'm a night owl, so mom was sawing logs loudly, and my papa, he just kept pulling his mask off, and he kept reaching up. He was out of it. And so I don't know. I always looked up to my papa, always respected him. I didn't like going there because it was boring, because it was all Jesus. Ain't no Jesus like a part time, no, just kidding. But he told me when I was 15 years old, he came over to our house, and I was getting ready for my homecoming date. And I never was one to just be bussing out everywhere. It just, well, now I can't help it, but you know what I mean? No, I was always modest and wasn't really a Daisy Duke girl or anything. You know what I mean? And so when he came over, him and my mama, um, and I mean, I had my dress on and I was waiting for my date, and he just leaned over and he kissed me on my cheek and he said, "The best thing about a woman is her mystery." And I was like, "He thinks I'm a slut." That's the first thing I went to. Like, "Oh my god, he thinks I'm dressed like a slut." And as I've gotten older and everything, no, not at all. The best thing about anybody is their mystery, right? Unless it's weird murder mystery shit. Okay, that's not good. Or weird, weird shit. Unless it's your thing. But yeah. But it took me to grow up to be like, okay, I see what he's saying. Just to value your worth, you know? And I mean, I hope, hell, he might have been like, "You're a slut." No, just kidding. Yeah, he was complimenting. But I mean, right? It's kind of funny. I believe in God too. Love him with everything, but I don't believe I'm supposed to be God. Right, right. And that's not how it goes. I'm pretty sure. I'm not a Bible scholar. I'm not a Mormon scholar. Um, I'm just here. I'm just here, and my family. The only reason I'm here is because of the murders of Charles, my uncle, Tylee, my cousin, JJ, my nephew, step slash cousin, whatever. He was my brother's only baby, my brother's only child, and I wasn't able to participate and play the traditional role as an aunt. It's just me and my brother. I mean, I do have other half brothers, but they're way younger, and on my dad's side. Um, and yeah, I mean, Todd doesn't have any other children, and that's it. That was my chance to be an aunt. And then JJ was adopted, so there went you see the dynamics changed, and I was just like, okay. You know, I always wanted to be an aunt. I love my aunts and uncles. Oh my god. They're extensions of your parents and they're way cooler. Um my dad what does it say? Janet, my dad told me that, then taught me to fight. Right? Hold my earrings. Maybe. Right? Yeah. Mine taught me to change a tire. He was like, "Oh, you want to drive? Well, here you go. You're gonna change a tire." But it's really cool as you as you know, I got older and stuff, and I don't know, I just like to do things. I like doing things with my hands. I like to make things. I like to create things. I like to use power tools. I really do. Really, really, really do. And um and so one day I had gotten at that time I had a Ford. No, I'm sorry. I told my dad the first, no, I'm just telling you two different stories, but yeah, I did buy a Ford Explorer. And I told my dad, I was like, I'm never buying another Ford ever again because the chassis was like that. I mean, like you could put a pregnant woman into labor, just turn it into McDonald's. And so I went and got a Mazda 6 or whatever. And I went to my dad's and he was like, and I was like, what? And he was like, who do you think makes Mazda? I was like, I don't know, Mazda. He was like, Ford. I was like, I give. So that's that one. But the other one was the Toyota 4Runner I had at the time. And I had to do work on it. Okay. And my dad, he's just not Larry, my real dad. This is my real dad, Gerald. Um, and so I was over at his house and my uncles were there. And anyway, so I had the hood up and like at that time I was like 120 pounds. Like I miss that. I really do. But and so I mean I was like sitting almost inside my motor, I mean just there was a spot, but my dad, my uncles, they all came outside and they were just like, "What? Who is that?" They were just like, "Oh my god," like they couldn't believe that I was in there like swimwear. you know. I just think I've always liked to watch people. I learn that way. Don't If somebody's like, "Here, this is how you do it." Um the song's going through my head now, but I'm just kind of like, yeah, don't I need to like I'm hands on, You stand over there. Don't stand over my shoulder though, right? Well, but the thing was, I didn't finish. Thank you. Oh, he's yeah. Oh, I'm sure he's yeah. Sure he's cutting freaking car wheels. Now my mama is still alive. She's my step grandmother, but I mean she's when I came home from the hospital my mom brought me home from the hospital. My mama Mary, she was dating my papa at the time, but I mean she's always been my mama, and she's still alive. And I need to like reach out to her because Charles was her son, her stepson. Love you too, Jason. But the my papa, on his deathbed. So right before I had to leave that morning to, get home in time to go get my kids up for school. And I had been night watch, I guess, while mom was sawing logs and my papa was seeing angels probably. That's what it looked like. He was just, reaching up and anyways. Um and so right before I left, it was about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I went and sat on his bedside, and I held his hand, and I was like, "Papa," because I had never confirmed as a Catholic. I went through catechism, I went through the whole shebang, and didn't get shit besides bored. And anyways, I never made my confirmation. So I didn't know any better. And this tends to be the pattern of my life. And I'm like, Papa, I promise that I am going to marry a good Catholic man and I'm going to do it right. And then he died. And then a whole lot of life experience came my way. And then Jason, Jason's the first person I've ever looked at and was just, I thought, home. Okay. First off, didn't know I was looking for it. Already had one. Second, home is, I didn't think was a person, or I didn't know I was even looking for it. Okay. It was just weird. And I was just like, home, home. And, he was raised Catholic too, but not confirmed. And then this happened. And then now we're like, oh, okay. you know? So it's not about making other people happy. It's about making yourself happy, and those you love, those closest to you, and doing things for yourself, not to prove anything to anybody else. That's what I learned from it. I think so too. You think so? I think so too. She's so pretty too. She is a beautiful woman, Um oh yeah. Uh I did have no, wait. I see Zero saying Mazda used to have rotor rotary motors. Has that changed? I don't even know what that is. Besides what? Like a cheese? Mouse chasing a cheese? I did have a uh I miss my but then yeah. I had a Volkswagen Jetta diesel. Don't do that. Shouldn't have done that. They got recalled. Mine locked up on me, seized up. Jason's a mechanic and he wouldn't even work on it. This is before I saw him and saw home, so to speak. Thank you for asking. he he's doing I don't know. We've been in a contest this past week of who can feel crappier. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. It feels good to talk about them too. It does. Yeah, that's what grandparents are for, I figured out. Through all this, it's like, my and I'm blessed in this sense because I've had there's my real dad. Then there's my stepdad that raised me. And then, there's Larry. So it's like you can look at it one way and say, oh, my best friends, my two best friends, Missy and Terry, they would say, which dad are you talking about? I'm like, shut up. Y'all know. You know about which story I'm about to tell you. Dad. When I say dad, just wait for the next line or two. But they would pick, and it's funny. It is funny. But I always look at it like, especially as I get older, I'm more appreciative of the bonus parents. So with bonus parents, I had bonus cousins and bonus siblings and bonus not money, but no, I'm just kidding. But like bonus relationships, grandparents, I have like sets of grandparents and I'm down to I'm down to Mama Mary. Holy shit. Yeah. I'm close to all of them. Oh, okie dokie. It's so good to see you. It's 10:15 here. Just got home from I thought you said you were just having to get up for work. I missed everything. You know, you missed it all. We let out the whole we have the 116 play we have the 116 missing pages. We read them all out loud. Just kidding. Yeah. I thought so too. Uh, a flying man told you that. Flying man. What kind of flying man? My uncle smoked pot. Not Uncle Charles. It's on the other side. Haha. Anyways, we're all adults here. You're baptized Catholic and never confirmed. What? Me too. Beating a dead horse. CCD sucked at. I like the wafers though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm weird. When that was back when I was doing my first communion. Practicing for my first communion. Now I'm like hard pass. I've been a big sinner. But anyways, sucked at the time. But a little Bible knowledge has come in handy when I'm not reading Stephen King. Wow. And I've never been into. I hate reading, y'all. I'm sure y'all can tell because I'm like, I don't know. I just suck at reading out loud. I used to be really good at it, but I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with the trauma stuff. And I guess, I don't know. I read fast by myself, I got it, but I don't know. It's better I feel better doing it with y'all, I don't feel so damn alone, nerdy. I don't feel like a goober. I don't feel isolated. Um, and it's going to take a damn village. And if you're wanting to know what this is like, go watch the movie The Village because that's what this is like. They're like, watch out for the Gadian robbers. They're coming to get you. um, but then they're the Gadian robbers. Project much. Your grandmother went from covered wagons to people on the moon. Fascinating stories. Well, that just reminded me of my Papa Trahan. You know, the like I said, that side, they smoked weed. And so whenever my dad and his brothers there were 5 boys. And so when they were in their teenage years, Mama said she came home one day and from work and there, they have burn barrels. That's where I got the burn barrel idea from, right? They'd burn trash and stuff. And so she smelled something really funny, you know? No, I'm take that back. I take that back. I'm sorry, I almost said his name. My uncle showed up. And yeah, he was in high school at the time and his mom and dad or my grandparents, Mama and Papa Trahan. And whenever he showed up, he smelled weed. He was like, "What?" Well, anyways, it was burning. They found his stash and they burned it. But my mama told me that my papa sat at the kitchen table and her name is Mary Louise. His name was Earl. Earl. And so they're sitting at the table and they had found the stash, right? This is before they burned it. And so Papa opens it up and he's like cutting it with a razor blade. And he's like, Mary Louise, it smells like outer space. And I'm like, oh my God. Just, it's good. Good night, Gloria. Oh, oh, dying man. Flying man. Yeah. Right. Now my Papa Easton, I only met him twice, but he's Chickasaw. Yeah, I suck at that. That's what I was kind of digging into whenever I asked mom, I was like, this is right before this is about the same time that I was looking and researching my family history, is the same time Lori was doing the same and turning it into Chad so that they could rape my family and then murder them. Do you see what I'm saying? And I have those pictures because I was like, Mom, my great grandfather on Romero on their side, or Vallow, I'm sorry. I don't know. Can't think right now. But he was adopted. Okay. Him and his siblings. And so, okay, that's where I try to poke. That's how I started this. I poke holes in Chad's shit, because I'm like, okay, first off, you don't know Mandy's, JJ's birth mom's lineage, jerk. You know what I mean? So that's not accurate. first off. Second, my great grandfather on the Vallow side, like direct line with Uncle Charles, that's his grandfather. He was adopted, so okay, Chad, not that it mattered. But anyways, I just like to poke holes in their stuff. It's what I do. I shred it. I love you too, Kristen. Oh, I miss Lowe's. I want to go. Come pick me up. Oh, real people. Yeah. I appreciate the same. Oh my God. No way. I mean, I believe it though. I believe it. But they all shake hands. They're all buds. You know. That's what I'm learning. I'm just like, ew, it's all bad. I mean, to each their own. To each their own. If it does you good to, belong or to go, and they're not taking advantage of you, and they're not guilt tripping you, and they're not, you know, scheming you. That's what I don't get as a double speak. Brings me back to where I started, and we'll end here because it's my mods are probably tired, which they rock, by the way. Love me some God Mod Squad. But um oh shit. No. Uh oh, crap. I'll get it again. Yeah, the fairy tales are gone. Yeah. I know, Lily here. I'd love to hear your story. I know you've got one. It's terrible. It is. Slavery, the trafficking has been around forever, forever. And it's like I've learned another thing that I've learned. Hey, Detective Star, I love you too. I'll still mow your grass. Give me a call. But tell Robert I said hi and Wendy too. Okay. I mean Winnie or Weenus. Anyways, um, I keep losing my train of thought though. I need to stop looking at the chat. How about a live in New Orleans so a bunch of fans can see you and enjoy the real South? I haven't been there in a hot minute. It'll have to be after it's not hot. Uh-uh. I worked in Grand Isle for the BP oil spill, and the one thing you couldn't do is jump in the water. I was like, oh, I'll brings me back to the double speak, right? Double speak. When an institution can tell you, do not follow false prophets, do not pay them money for healings and blessings and promise whatever they say. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jason really is. This hit him the other day. He was like, am I wrong, or has Jesus already had his second coming? Like in the way, and I was like, well, I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that question. I'm sure somebody does. So if anybody knows that, oh, the damn neighbor crash. um, but the double speak. How can an institution that you have to pay 10% to, or you're no longer a part, you don't have fire insurance no more? How isn't that a double standard? If you follow false Christ, false prophets, and you pay money, do not be led astray. That whole thing. Yeah, but that's coming from the puppeteer. Like I'm just like, what? Have no other God but me. Rule. Great way to stop people questioning and thinking for themselves. Can't have that nonsense. I'm glad. I mean, I'm not glad for what has happened. What while we're here. However, there's no way, because Lord knows so much that he's making my eye twitch. No, but I mean, I would have done any. I would trade places with every one of the victims. Just I really would. Uh, if that's how it worked, but it's not. And so, but here we are. Yes, these things did happen. Um, Jeannie Marie says that's my concept. Yep, Jason. Huh. That is so interesting because he was like, okay, so he was. I was like, yeah, but he was born, and then he died. Did he say it after the first time or second time? I don't really know because y'all know I don't know scriptures. Oh gosh, but welcome to the club. Y'all, when I have to do, yeah, I don't know all the YouTubey things like on my phone. That's usually where I do chat. Like if I'm in a chat, I'm on my phone watching it on my TV. And used to you couldn't just click so and so's name. I don't even know if you can now, but I had to type it and I'd be like, how the hell you spell their name? Holy crap. I don't know how to do all the little emojis and see. I suck at those too. Oh, USAQ, we love you too. I never ever say ducker or ducking. I promise you that. Siri she better not answer me right now. She knows better. She should know better by now. Right. Jesus died 3 days later, rose from the dead. He's coming again, but not right. Potato. Patot. We kunas. We say patot. Oh wow. This has been really fun and interesting, as always. Duck this phone. Duck Chad, right? Oh my god, I just had like the smoker's laugh, so I'm really embarrassed. Oh well. Last time, what I was having like a straight panic attack, hardcore. So thank you for y'all. Just thanks. You know, y'all are just as y'all are real too. And that's what I love about you guys. I really do. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. I appreciate just you being here and showing up and just being you, you know? Every just I don't know. Just thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. I love this community. I really do. And this really has lifted my spirits a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. But anyways, so now I'm gonna go giggle with Jason, and I'm hungry. So before I get hangry, but I don't know. Yeah, so I need to change my thumbnail, probably to the rabbit one. Um, because I ended up talking more religion. Anyways, if I could just leave mine blank, and y'all just know, it's just gonna. I don't know, because sometimes I'm like, I got it, but if I don't have that pressure, then I'm better. I'm just better at freestyling it than planning it. I'm not a planner. Not. But anyways, oh, you are too. Okie dokie. You are too. Chuck Huber. Oh, what's up, Chuck? How are y'all? Y'all's asses aren't hot, huh? Oh yeah. I get to go find out. I'm salad. Crush K is yeah. I gotta start doing some jazzercising or something. Very slowly though, because I'm not trying to fall dead. Right. I hear you, Lily. I do. I don't everybody's heaven is different anyways. Jen taught me that. She was like, and then I was like, oh my God, everybody's justice is different. Everybody's everything is different. Mainstream slapped me in the face. I was like, everybody's mainstream is different because this ain't mainstream. Oh, Mississippi pot roast. Oh my God. I love to eat. I didn't say I didn't love to eat. Yes, who's not? Right. Mine's numb right about now. But that's TMI. Oh, um, I mm, yeah. Tom Harrison, Visions of Glory, connected to Tim Ballard is blowing my mind. Okay. Tim Ballard connected to Jason Mao. What do we do? What do they do? Project. So if you're teaching Jesus, you really are the Antichrist, probably. If you are saving traffic victims, you know where I'm going with that. Ow, 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 ow. I just rolled over my toe. Oh my God. Okay, let's leave on that note. Oh my God, my big toe. Okay. I don't think any. Oh, goulash. Okay.